Alrighty. First off, this is not mine. This is a friend of mine's, but he's let me borrow it for a couple days, so we'll do a quick review on it. It's a Glock 27 40 caliber pistol. Chamber's empty, magazine's empty, and actually I don't even have any 40 caliber rounds. So this is the casing of one, and this is a casing of a 45. It's basically a hot rodded 9mm, I guess you could say. It was what the 40 Smith & Wesson was designed for. Was the FBI was looking at to replace their guns, and the 9mm was too weak, the 45 was too powerful, or more specifically too big of a cartridge, and so they developed a 10mm. Well, the 10mm wasn't performing well, so Smith & Wesson drew up the 40 caliber. Okay, so basically what they did is they made a completely new round, the smaller than a 45, but yet still having a 45 power. Okay, and they call it the 40 Smith & Wesson. So there you go. Not the smartest of the 40 caliber. Anyway, but this particular model, this is the subcompact version, as you can tell just by the size of it. You can see I could easily pretty much cover it up with my hand. Compared to the full-size Glock 21. By the way, this is the 22 is a full size, and I'm not really sure what the mid-range model is, but again, empty. Compared to the 21, you see there is some difference. It looks more than it is. If I place them up on top of each other, you can see that it is not that great of a difference, but in your hand it's a pretty identifiable distance. Okay, the weight empty is 19.75 ounces, loaded 26.98 ounces. Holds 9 rounds in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber, so you've got 10 rounds of ammunition. The length is 6.29 inches. Height is 4.17. The width is 1.18. And don't know what the barrel length. So those are your dimensions on it. Or as I like to say, small. You know, two things that I really love about the Glocks is, first off, before today, I never handled the Glock 27. Okay. I do have a Glock 21. The Glock 21, Glock 17, Glock 30, Glock 36, Glock 18, Glock 34, 35, they all function exactly the same way. Your major differences are trigger weights, and you can put different springs into them, which changes the way the slide feels, but they all disassemble exactly the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the disassembly on the 27. Make sure she's empty. And you got 2 tabs right here on either side of the gun. You basically pull your slide back a little bit. Most people just cup the gun like so with the thumb around the back strap. You pull it back slightly. Put your thumb and finger on either side of those tabs. Pull down. Your slide will come right off. Pull your spring out. Pull your barrel out. There's your basic disassembly. Okay. Do the same thing to my 21 here. Frame. spring, barrel, slide. 2 different calibers, 2 different sizes, identical in operation and disassembly. In fact, your only major difference other than size are your springs. Okay. See, on the 27 you got a double spring. On the 21 you have a single spring. Simply because smaller size needs more power, so you got it with 2 different springs. You'll notice your barrels are copies of each other in design, just as the slides are. You know, so that's the reason why these are great for like police officers and stuff. Because if you're trained, if your main duty weapon is a full-size Glock, then you can have a subcompact Glock, and it's just the same. Now another reason is that I really love them is that the magazines are interchangeable with caliber. Okay, what that means is you're only limited by your size. The babies, like 27 here, this will chamber all 40 caliber round magazines. It's a Glock. Okay, this is the only one I have round, and it does have the finger extension on it. But I can show you with my 21 mags, kind of, sorta. So here's your standard 13 round 45 caliber magazine. This will fit in a Glock 30. Okay, so I'm just gonna play it up there. So it'll look something like that. Okay, so you're gonna have that extra amount of room, just like if you have the high capacity magazine. It'll fit in there too. It'll just look like that. Okay. So what that means is you can have a Glock 22 on your hip, 40 caliber. This is your backup gun, and only have the one subcompact small magazine in there. So when you have to use this one, if you need to go reload, you could use your full-size duty magazines inside of your weapon. Or you can carry, like if you carry it on an ankle, you can have the gun on this side with the short mag in there, then have a full-size magazine with a grip extension. I just gotta pull that out a little bit. That'll take up the extra space and give you a full-size grip. Yeah. So I've only shot a 40 caliber, I think maybe 6-7 rounds out of it, just basically messing around. So I don't have too much experience with the 40. But so there you go. Oh, one quick other size comparison I want to show you. It's empty. This is my snub nose 38, which is like the premier pocket gun. Look at this. Look at the size on those two. Pretty dang close. So you got, one thing I like about most of my mags is that that slide release. So you got comparable size, 5 shots of 38, 10 shots of 40. You know, I'd go with that one. That's just me.